Alright everybody, welcome back to Major Gaming, and today we're going to be going over how I would fix Michael Myers and the Krasue in DBD right now. Because both characters need fixing for two different reasons, okay? Myers, still weak as fuck. Krasue, potentially too strong, like overpowered. Which I don't think she's overpowered, simply because I don't think she's stronger than Nurse or Blight. And if Nurse and Blight haven't been overpowered for how many years that they've existed, if Krasue's not stronger than them, she's not overpowered. She's just overtuned, which is different. Overpowered means unbeatable. I don't think Krasue is unbeatable. At least not yet, anyway. I think that people need more time before saying she's unbeatable, because people are going to learn how to use Krasue more effectively, and survivors are also going to learn how to go against her more effectively, and she is going to get nerfed eventually. There's no way she isn't. So, I refuse to say she's overpowered, because I don't think she is. I will say she is strong, and, she can be made different in order to be more enjoyable to go against, but overpowered, I wouldn't go that far. Myers, on the other hand, god damn, bro, I don't hate the rework, but I don't think they made him stronger, and I don't know what people have been doing with Myers to think that this is stronger than what he had. But the way I've played Myers for years, this feels weaker to me based on how I played old Myers. This feels so much weaker. And I don't know what people were doing with Myers before, but it wasn't what I was doing, because I was doing very well with Myers with the way I did things. I loved playing Myers the way I played him before, because I didn't have that many issues. Did I think he was super strong? No, obviously not. But I thought he was B tier. I thought he was mid. After they gave him those last buffs, and right before this rework, they gave him those buffs, I thought he was fine. Not great. I felt like he could have been changed a little bit, but this rework to me feels weaker. Okay? And the reason I say this, right, is because now when I play DBD, I play as every killer in the game. And my builds on each killer are very similar based on what they are. Okay? If the killer doesn't have a stealth ability in their kit, I run pain res, pop, unforeseen, nowhere to hide. And it gets me a lot of free hits because people like to hide around gens. So I kick the gen, become undetectable, and then see them behind a rock, free hit, And then at that point, I probably just kicked it with pop. So I kick it with pop, and then it works on a lot of killers. Any killer without a stealth ability already, I put that on there. I think there are very few there are probably a couple where instead of unforeseen, I run barbecue, but most of them without a stealth ability, I run unforeseen. Now, the killers I run barbecue with, I run pretty much on killers that already have a stealth ability and have a high mobility ability, like Freddy, Onryo, Dredge? I think so. Yeah, Dredge, I run barbecue and chili. I think he's one of those weird ones that doesn't really have a stealth ability, but because of his nightfall, I do. Anyway, and characters like that, essentially. I run barbecue instead of unforeseen. Chucky, because, he already has stealth, so why put unforeseen on him? And then killers like Skull Merchant. Actually, no, what I run on Chucky is Darkness Revealed. That's what I was getting at. So Chucky, Skull Merchant, Those now I tried on the new Majrs where they have stealth abilities, but they don't have movement abilities. So instead of running barbecue, I run darkness revealed, so I know where they are, and I can try and sneak up on them. That's essentially like the crux of every build I play in this game. Is those 3 variations, and 3 of the perks always stay the same. So when I get this new Majrs, right, and I'm playing as him. Now, mind you, I didn't get to play on the PTB because I'm on console. Some things I noticed compared to the old version. On the old version, I ran Unforeseen on him because after Tier 1, he had no stealth ability. So I ran Unforeseen because it made sense. So I would run Unforeseen and 99 my stock. So that when I kicked a gen, I went undetectable. I see a person through nowhere to hide. I walk up to them being undetectable, pop, dead. That was like how I played Majrs a lot. And it worked. A lot of survivors couldn't deal with the fact that I'm just walking up to them and then pop, dead. And then I hooked them, and then I got pain res, and then I'm like, alright, where's the next one? And I go from there, and now I would run the add-on that made his tier 3 40 seconds long. So it was up for a while, and then eventually I would get Unforeseen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it worked. He was more stealthy that way than he is now, which pisses me off, because for one, I think there's a bug that makes it so that Majrs can't get undetectable when using Unforeseen now. Because I was playing yesterday trying to use Unforeseen, and I would kick the gen in either Pursuer mode or Evil Incarnate mode. I wasn't kicking in Stalker mode, where he was already undetectable. I was kicking in Pursuer or Evil Incarnate, and he just wouldn't be undetectable. He just wouldn't go undetectable. And I think it's a bug. I hope it's a bug, because that is annoying as fuck. Because, like, if I could use Unforeseen on this new Majrs, it might salvage it enough for me. But right now, I can't do that for whatever reason, and it pisses me off. So, the problems with this rework. I think this rework is salvageable. I think it can work. The problem is, it's just so fucking clunky and weird. It's so weird right now, and it's not... Like, yeah, it might be stronger, even though I don't think it is. But that doesn't make it good. That doesn't make Majr strong. He's barely C tier now. Even though I thought he was B tier before, but even like he's definitely like just C tier at this point. So some things need to change. And another reason why things need to change is because at this point, his insta-down is so unreliable to the point where it's like, why wouldn't I just play Ghostface if this is going to be how Majrs is? Or Onryo, or Chucky, or Freddy, or like any of these other killers with stealth mechanics, or Pig. Why wouldn't I just play them? Because his Stalker mode is so goddamn slow for no reason. Okay, he is the first killer to have to go 105%. Barely faster than a survivor in a stealth mode. The first one. No other stealth killer has to deal with this. They're 110 or higher. Like, so I genuinely don't understand why he has to be 105. Why? So, first change, make Stalker mode 110 movement speed. And the crazy thing is, there's a brown add-on that lets you do this. You can go 110 with the add-on. Just make the add-on base kit. You clearly aren't fully against it because you made it an add-on. So, like, just make the add-on base kit and make him 110. Please, for the love of God. Because it's so slow, and you have to walk, because your stock range isn't super far, you have to walk up to survivors, right? And even though you're in Stalker mode, you are Majrs. You're not Chucky, who's like 2 feet on the ground. You are Majrs. You're a 6 foot tall, built-ass man with a bright white face. Okay? You are seeable. You are easily noticeable on most maps, especially on like an area of crows. Like another thing I want to add is possibly give him the ability to lean, like Ghostface. If you give him the ability to lean, that might help with the fact that he's just this 6 foot tall giant that can't, that fucking, or high, taller, that he can't hide. Like, even if he's undetectable, it don't matter if you could just see him. Like, anyone with a brain can look and be like, oh, hey, there's a giant man standing there. Like, so, added ability to lean, make his stalker mode 110. That will help his stealth. Okay, and then increase stock range to 40 meters, please, because it's too short now. It's just too short. I don't care about the whole like difference in distance equals difference in stock rate thing. I don't care about that. I just want it to be longer so I don't have to be up as close. So I don't have to worry about them seeing me as easily. Like, that's literally why. And then fix the bug. That's all I want done to Majr at this point to try and make him a little better. There are other things they could do to make it better, but I'm not looking for a full rework. I'm just looking for some small changes just to make him better to play as and a little bit stronger. And I feel like these changes are very reasonable. Because I went on to Minskell's video and he's like, oh yeah, Majr is much stronger. And I left a comment, right? And I'm like, I don't think he is. Based on the way I played him, I don't think he's stronger. And then someone left a comment, he's like, well, that's because you're worried about getting insta-downs. And I'm like, that is Majr's whole power. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's all I'm worried about. Yeah, obviously, that's his fucking power. Like genuinely, like, what else am I supposed to do? Kick pallets 10% faster in pursuer mode? Like, his whole power is the insta-down. Like, if I'm not worrying about the insta-down, what am I doing with him? Like, genuinely, that set me off. Because, like, what the fuck? At that point, just play Chucky. Just play Ghostface, who has an insta-down and a better stealth thing. Like, if I'm not worrying about the insta-down and hitting the slaughtering strike, then what the fuck am I playing Majr for? Like, that's his whole power. Like, it makes no sense. So, yes, please help Majr. He needs it. I want to play as Majr. I loved old Majr. Please just help him out and fix that bug, please. Alright. Moving on from Majr. We're going to go over Krasue real quick. We're just going to, like I've already said, there are issues with her. I'm sure everyone's heard them. So let's just go over. She could tunnel too easily. Okay? Having the infection on when a survivor gets off hook, not a good idea. So remove the leech infection when a survivor is hooked. There you go. That's one big problem fixed. Okay, now you could also possibly make fungi instantly cleanse infection, but I don't know if you need both. That's why I put optional, because I'm not sure if you need them both like that. You could most likely do one or the other and be okay, but that's, And then remove pallet vault and allow her to just break the pallets. Honestly, I would prefer this from a gameplay perspective anyway. I don't love killers that can vault pallets like that, like just hit art like old Chucky. Like, I feel like it's kind of boring, so like I would just remove it and give her the ability to break the pallet. I would prefer that. And then you have the option then to give her the Kaneki nerf where you put headlong flight on a cooldown for 5 seconds after breaking a pallet, which is her little flight thing. That I feel like could be optional. It depends on how much distance the survivor can get after the head form is done breaking a pallet. It might be enough, it might not, but we'll have to see. We'll see about that. That one's optional, but I think those changes right there, just removing the pallet vault and then removing the leech infection when a survivor is hooked, I think then she'd be solid A tier. There are people like Scott Jund going on about how they need to add more collision to the killer, like how she was on the PTB, in order to nerf her. And I'm like, that is horrible. We've spent so long trying to remove the bad collision in this game and make killers play smoother. Hillbilly, that's like saying, oh, Hillbilly's too strong, just add more collision to his chainsaw. Like, no, please, no. That just makes the killer feel bad. And then you end up in situations where these killers feel bad, like Twins. Now, Twins is an S tier killer. They are really strong. So the fact that you know, you can't. So the fact that they're S tier and clunky is the only reason people don't play them, and it's very annoying. So like I'd love it if they just did not do that, because that would just end up in another twin situation where the killer is still strong, but they're so clunky no one plays them, you know. So yeah, that's my thing. Scott John is wrong about that. Do not make this killer more clunky, please, for the love of God. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. Hopefully behavior fixes these things. I hope they don't just leave Myers to the wayside after this. But yeah, so that'll be it. Everyone have a good day.